Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is your New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestlekingdom 11 preview and prediction show. I'm LK from KocoSports, joined by our New Japan correspondent, we like to call. We always, on my New Japan, I always like to have guests. I'm trying my hardest now to every show, try and get you guys a guest. And I thought New Japan Pro Wrestling, the first thing that popped to my mind was Wrestletalk SOS. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate when you think New Japan Pro Wrestling that you would think us over here at SOS Wrestletalk. Sir, if you guys aren't familiar with me, I'm Dion Wells, one half of SOS, a.k.a. King of Spartan. It's a play on Evil's name. But, okay, I hope you're doing okay tonight, sir.
I'm doing splendid, and this will be my last show until Tuesday. And you know what? I'm actually kind of giggity about it. Like, it's been a long time since I've taken, give or take, the better part of a week off. Just going to relax and enjoy myself. But speaking of enjoying ourselves, this Wrestlekingdom 11 card that we have, what I have in front of me here anyway, it's going to be different to what we usually get with our WWE preview shows. Normally, we do predictions, and we're like, they're going to be good matches, but how is it going to let us down? This here is, how many 5-star matches are you going to get on a show? That's more of the question.
Yeah.
So, just straight off the top of your head, what match are you looking forward to the most?
Whew, man. Well, me personally, being a Los Ingobernables mark that I am, I would probably have to say Naito and Tanahashi most definitely. I definitely see where they want to go with that. If they're really going to pass the ace torch to, get it out of Tanahashi's hands, and where they go with Naito. So I'm kind of, intrigued to see where they go with that.
I'm going to go way, way aboard. I'm really excited for Shibata and Goto for the never open weight title. I think that's just my style of just brutal. If that gets given a lot of time, I think that will be the match of the night. If that gets given a very long time, but we'll just see. So I'm using Wikipedia. So if anything is wrong, please send them hate mail. So we'll start with the pre-show, which you will be able to get on NewJapanWorld.com, which you should subscribe to. We have Hiroshi Tenzan, Jushin Liger, Nakanishi, Taguchi the Funky Toilet, Tiger Mask, Yuji Nagata versus loads of surprise entrants. We can't really predict that because we don't know who these surprise entrants will be. But, do you read any? Because I tend to, the sites I read are very limited on the New Japan news. So are you up to date with all the New Japan news? Do you follow that a lot closer than I do?
I try to be up to date as possible as I can. There's a couple of Twitter handles I, subscribe to. I think one's New Japan Global. They put out a lot of news too. So I try to be up to date as much as possible. But like you said, a lot of stuff will slip through the cracks, and you know how wrestling is. So
do you know any of these surprise people who are, or it could potentially be?
Man, I have not heard any inklings of who they may be. I'm going to assume we'll probably get a call back to maybe like a Fujiwara. I definitely probably think we're going to get like an old school, definitely a Japanese legend there, maybe one or two who definitely doesn't wrestle, a lot. So I'll say Fujiwara. And you know what? I mean, this is probably a shot in the dark because he just retired last year, but I think Tenryu might make an appearance in this Battle Royal just for the sake of it, So
I mean, maybe it's a bit of fun. To get you going. You don't have to watch it, of course, but that's just that. So we'll get to proper. Okay, now, have you followed this anime series that New Japan has produced? Because Booms has been fucking nagging me to watch this. So on one of my days off, I'm going to watch it because I know the next match that I'm using on Wikipedia again is on the list. It's Tiger Mask W versus Tiger the Dark. Okay, have you been following this anime series? If so, please do not give me spoilers. And is it any good?
From what I saw, it wasn't bad. I haven't seen any like full episodes. What I have seen has been like maybe 2 or 3 minutes of different episodes here and there. A bunch of sheep watches it occasionally. So from what I saw, it wasn't bad. But I mean, it's probably not the best anime from what I was seeing. But it could be. It's definitely worse out there. So I mean, it's worth to give it a shot.
So do you know the story heading into this? Because I've been trying literally the past few days. I've been like looking through, and I'm like, I was trying to find like specific sites for New Japan. I know there's Progresso Spirit, and it's like it's all so complicated, like the layouts of the site, and it's more results for fucking All Japan and Big Japan. And no, it's like I just want like WWE has their, there's so many different sites like Figure 4 Online and The Torch. They have like their news columns, and you can really clearly follow it. Whereas with New Japan, they don't really have that.
Nope.
And it's like, I wish someone out there would just dedicate their life to producing New Japan news.
Man, you heard it here. Maybe we'll inspire somebody here tonight. You never know. December 22nd, 2016. We could inspire somebody to do that very thing. So
if you do, I'd appreciate and plug the shit out of you. There probably is someone out there who does it, and if so, just put their Twitter in the comment section, and I'll give it a look, because it's so frustrating to try and stay on top of it. So, do you even know the story really heading into this one?
I know he had a match a little bit ago. How many? I know he at least had one match, maybe about a month and a half, 2 months ago. I'm not too developed in the story because lately I've been kind of missing a lot of the pre-show stuff. But like I've seen a little bit of it, and I know it's Kota Ibushi. I know that much, But as far as the Tiger Mask W storyline, I haven't been really following it, to the best that I could.
So, if I'm correct, Tiger the Dark, is ACH.
Yes.
And Tiger Mask W is Kota Ibushi, correct?
Correct.
So, what we are watching is ACH versus Kota Ibushi. Holy mother of fuck. This is going to be absolutely out of the world.
It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane when you think about it. And it's crazy that they're doing it in this kind of like two characters. They could just do this match as ACH and Kota Ibushi anywhere in the world and be amazing. But the fact that they're doing it as these characters, I think will make it even that much better. I think I add like a nice little spin to the match, that wouldn't be there, be a little, some fun, nice, jovial fun with the match. So I'm always down for that. So.
Yeah, I agree. I'm interested in this one. And prediction wise, I just think they'll go with Ibushi. I think they'll just go with Ibushi.
Agree. I think especially here, he has the show. He has the Tiger Mask W show. It's Wrestlekingdom 11. How can you not have him win here? That's how I look at it.
Exactly. Then we have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles defended in a traditional tag team match, which fucking shocked me. We have the Young Bucks, which are Matt and Nick Jackson, versus Roppongi Vice, Beretta, and Rocky Romero. I'm going to be honest, when I looked at this card, but Roppongi Vice are that team. I think I talked about this last time. When I look at them, I just go, oh. Like in Ring of Honor, there's the Addiction. In Lucha Underground, there's Sexy Star. In TNA, there's Mike Bennett. I know each three of them, respectively, are good at their jobs. They are great. Sexy Star's not a great wrestler, but she's good at storytelling. They're all good. But when I see them on a card, I just go, they just... But the thing is, I know it's going to be a good match, and it's such a horrible thing to get out of. So I'm actually not really looking forward to this one. I know it's going to be great and probably kick off the show and be amazing, but I'm just not a fan of Roppongi Vice. The Young Bucks depends on my mood if I want to see a spot fest with no psychology. But it's just, if it kicks off the show, great. It's just, do I really care who wins here? I kind of don't.
I see what you mean. And that's kind of how they have made the IWGP Junior Tag titles. And I'm, like you said, surprised that it's not defended in the four-way like it has been for years and years and years. I'm fans of both of these teams, probably more so a Bucks fan than I am a Roppongi Vice fan. And especially what you say with Roppongi Vice, I think that they're kind of hit or miss. It's like that you really love them or you're kind of like, it's like, I'm not really a fan of them. I think they're a hit or miss team. And I'm actually glad that this is a single match. I think Roppongi Vice will get the W here because if you think about it, the Bucks have had a stronghold on those belts for the better half part of. So I think Roppongi Vice wins here. And also, too, and not to give too much away, okay, I think, because I was thinking about this before we signed on, I think it's kind of going to be the start of kind of a Bullet Club, not over, but Bullet Club decline here. So I think them losing this match is going to be definitely the start of that happening on this show. So I see Roppongi Vice getting a W here.
I see that. I can see that. Yeah. I mean, the Young Bucks, they got the ROH tag belts, so they can have that. So, and then Roppongi Vice can have IWGP. And then we'll move on. We have a gauntlet match for the Never Openweight six-man tag team titles. You've got David Finlay, Ricochet, and Kojima, the champions, defending against Bullet Club's Fat Fuck Fale, Hangman Page, and Yujiro Takahashi versus Chaos's Gedo, Will Ospreay, and Yoshihashi versus Los Ingobernables, De Japan, Bushi, Evil, and Sanada. I think, like you said with the Bullet Club now, that it might slightly go, I don't mean to say go away, but slowly decline.
Yeah.
I really see this show ending with at least Naito retaining the Intercontinental title and, Bushi, Evil, Sanada winning the Never Openweight and then have them at the end of the show. Or it's just difficult. And this match, I think, is, oh, fuck, we have so many people. Let's get them on the card. But I still think it could be really good. I mean, you got Will Ospreay, Ricochet in there. You got Bushi. You got Page. I'm a fan of Adam Page. I hope he does some good things next year. Really excited for him. But I see Los Ingobernables, Dejoseph getting the win. Who do you think's got the win? And do you think it'll be a decent match?
See, I'm glad you said that about Los. I think about this match. I was thinking with my heart, because Los Mark here, I would love Sonata, Bushi, and Evil to win this match here. But then I'm thinking too, because I did say like a Bullet Club decline. I think this might be the one match they actually win here on Wrestlekingdom. I think this might be the one match they win that night, because I don't think they want them to get clean swept and not win any matches. So I think this might be the one match here they kind of win here. So like you said, to go with Adam Page, get his nice little push, I can see Bullet Club winning this match, but I also can see Los winning this match too. If you put a gun to my head, I say Bullet Club wins. I say Bullet Club wins that match.
See, I think that, like, say last year, Bullet Club came out with most, and the year before Bullet Club came out with most. So I think this year they're really going to go down and not win anything. They might win something on the New Year Dash that they always do the show after, but I think they're only in 3-title matches, and I think that if they are going to win, I think Tonga and Ro will retain. But I do think that there will be pretty much guaranteed new champions in this one. I don't really like the pairing of Finlay, Ricochet, and Kojima anyway, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I want Ricochet to go damn singles for the junior heavyweight title. I really, really want that.
I think that's coming soon with the new beginning. I really do.
Yeah, me too. I fucking hope so. And then this I'm not really sure about this one. We got Cody Rhodes versus Juice Robinson. You got Cody Rhodes in the Bullet Club. Here we go. So we forgot about this one. So Cody Rhodes from the Bullet Club. I think he'll get the win. Yeah. He should get the win here. Yeah,
you're right. I take my pick back to that match before. You're right. You're absolutely right, because this will be the one match the Bullet Club probably will win that night. You're absolutely right about that.
So we have Cody winning this one. I'm not really sure if this will be any good. Like I love Cody, and I enjoyed his match with Lethal at Final Battle. I've enjoyed his stuff in Evolve. I liked it. Evolve 73 against Ethan Page. I enjoyed, and I'm enjoying him. He's being put in matches for the sake of having him on shows, and it's getting to the point where I'm just saying enough is enough. I know you're booking Cody Rhodes. Put him in a fucking storyline, please. Someone out there, put him in a story.
I 100% agree with you, and I kind of think Ring of Honor is going to start doing that when they start having him over more, and I think him being in Bullet Club will also lend to that, because I don't know if you saw his match with Lethal at Final Battle. Yeah. Shameless plug. I was in the building in New York City, Hammerstein Ballroom. Shameless plug. It was awesome. But he turned heel at the end of that match, so I think they're going to use him, with maybe the Bucks, and maybe a little foreshadowing here. Adam Cole's contract is up here this spring, so maybe they're using him to maybe kind of, if Adam Cole doesn't sign, to take that place in Bullet Club, and because Adam Page is over here in New Japan. So they're going to need somebody with the Bucks to hold that Bullet Club name until they're ready to be like, hey, we're done with this, to keep it going strong. And also, I want to play devil's advocate with you real quick, LK, as far as the match here with Juice Robinson. I think Juice Robinson was really supposed to be Michael Elgin. I swear I do. But he's not healthy enough yet, so I just think they're Juice is probably our best option right now.
I mean, if you look at the card, who else could have been, really? Because there's no one really else left on the roster. I mean, who did you say? Michael Elgin. Yeah, Michael Elgin probably would have been Cody. I just wish they could have sent someone from Ring of Honor. They could have sent any. I would have loved to see Donovan Dijak versus Cody Rhodes.
Ooh,
I mean, at the end of the day, he hasn't really debuted in New Japan, so it'll be a bit strange to the Dome audience. And if Cody Rhodes is Bullet Club, you want it to be really against a New Japan guy. And at least Juice Robinson is a New Japan guy. Or have Jay White come back to New Japan and have Jay White versus Cody Rhodes.
I would love that, dude. LK, New Japan, Ring of Honor, cut out K a check right there. He just made you money right there. Cut this man a check, please. Thank you.
Dude, Jay White will return him, just be a megastar. That guy's got money written all over him.
I agree with you 100%. Jay White is on his way, my friend. I felt like he was in New York too, and I was like, man, Jay White he was good before, but Jay White's really putting it together now. So keep it up, Jay White. I know you're not listening, but if you are, kudos, my friend.
Yeah, I saw him in London in October for the Rev Pro High Stakes show, and he faced Josh Bodum, a local. He's not a local, but he's just a UK guy, and they just tore the house down. Generally, really tore the house down. So he's fucking phenomenal. And then we go on to our first World Title match evening. We have Kyle O'Reilly defending against Adam Cole here. There's no way Adam Cole's winning that belt back. It will be a travesty if he wins it back.
Yeah, I see. I agree with you. Okay, there'll be no way in hell Adam Cole wins this belt back, barring injury, something, freak happening in the match, just something crazy happening. That'd be the only way he'd win this match. Otherwise, Adam Cole, not Adam Cole, I don't know why I want to keep saying Adam Cole. Kyle O'Reilly's on his way for a nice, decent Ring of Honor title reign, and it'll be foolish to take the belt off of him now. So, there'll be no way for them to do that.
At least this year, with the Ring of Honor World Title matches, 2 regulars in Japan. Like, Adam Cole's become a lot more regular, and Kyle O'Reilly is a very regular. Whereas last year's, if I remember correctly, it was Michael Elgin and Jay Lethal in one of Jay Lethal's first times in New Japan, and Elgin just came from the G1 slightly with no one, just by himself. I think that this will be good to great, and I think that because they're both New Japan regular or semi-regular, it will help the match not stink the house like last year.
I definitely agree, and this is like, I think it might be even a better match than they had in at Final Battle, because it's going to be in a bigger stage. I just want to see how the crowd reacts to it, because like the New Japan crowd, they it's still some, it's a bigger dome. They're in the Tokyo Dome this time, so you can hear everything. That's what I remember what Dave was telling me. They said you can hear everything in there, so it'll be interesting to see. Like we said, we both agree Kyle is going to win. It'd be crazy if Adam Cole wins. I don't even want to think about that.
We'll just transcend to Final Battle quickly. You were in that building. I thought that the main event was okay, but on television it came across as the crowd were fucking dead minus the big spots.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and tell you about I'm glad you brought the crowd up. The crowd in New York City I expected more out of that crowd. That was the first time I'd been in New York, and, I'd heard so many things about wrestling shows in New York and all this vaunted New York crowds, and I was pretty disappointed. Like, a lot of people, a lot of times, I don't know if it transcended through the TV, but they would try to get the Ty Dillinger 10 count going, and I'm like, dude, that's not even the same company. Like, I see what you're trying to do, but, yeah, stop trying to make yourself the star here. Just focus on the action in the ring, but they kind of were just there. They weren't even making noise. I mean, they were the biggest pop of the night was for Matt Hardy when he showed up on the screen. Biggest pop of the night, no doubt. This was like, it's like that actually woke people up seeing Matt Hardy on the screen. So, I mean, they gave the Bucks a good reaction. They gave other people good reaction, but they were kind of dead in my opinion. That's just me. I mean,
it came across much better on TV. Then the only match to me that sounded dead was the main event. I thought that it was like when he won the belt, it looked like no one gave a fuck, and that just was a bit like, crowd ruining moment.
Yeah, like I can see what you mean too, because I actually even said that to a friend of mine. I was like, because in my opinion, maybe they had a lot of great matches on that show, and you had the Bucks and Briscoes. You had that 6-man match with the Kingdom and Leo Rush, Jay White, we were just talking about Kushida. That match was freaking amazing. Like, I'm still thinking about that match. I'm like, that match was damn good, man. And I was I know it's, it's always about the title. It's always about the world title. But sometimes I think when they're booking shows, I think it should be like, all right, what's match is going to be like the people are just going to lose their shit and they're not going to be able to follow this. So I think they kind of do that to account, but they never really do that like they go story-wise. But I guess that's why I don't have a wrestling company. I don't know.
Wait, if the World Tag Team titles went on after the World Title match, I would have come here and moaned. Like, I legit would have said, "Oh, why wasn't the World Title the main event?" So they probably just wanted to save that. They probably would have just saved that. But I enjoyed Fun About for what it's worth. The triple threat for the TV title was my favorite match.
Whew, that match is. How can I forget about that match? That match was insane. Dragon Lee. I was telling somebody there was not an American in that match right there. I was telling somebody with me, so I was like, "Hey, not an American in that match." And me as an American, I was actually proud of that.
Yeah, it was Ospreay and Skull as well, wasn't it? A bloody great match. And then we have Gorillas of Destiny, which is Tama Tonga and Tonga, whatever the fuck his name is, versus Ishii and Toru Yano, also known as Pedophile, versus GBH, Maccabee, and fucking Honma. I thought, like, we had Chris Dejoseph on yesterday for the Lucha Underground review, and he literally commented on how we, like, every week just butcher the Lucha Underground fucking roster's names. We were just there like, oh, this is fucking awkward. We come on here and butcher it. So I apologize to any New Japan, like, diehards. I don't want to say the names wrong. So I just, like, Toru Yano I can say, but with Yano, when I look at him, I just picture like a guy in prison for being like a pedophile with that picture like, hey. So when he has a shit match, I refer to him as pedophile. When he has a good match, he just gets Yano, whose second name. And when he has a great match, he's Toru Yano. So normally he's pedophile or Yano. So hopefully he can get me to say his full name here. But
I love that. That's that's so great. I love that right there.
So with the three here, I can see any of these three winning. Maybe, I mean, Honma can get his moment at Wrestle Kingdom. I'm not the biggest Honma guy.
Me either.
I can see Ishii and Yano getting the win. I mean, they stole the belts at the last house show. Well, that's as far as I got up to. Gorillas of Destiny, they could win it. I don't really give a fuck about this. Like, I'm upset Ishii isn't in a big singles match.
I absolutely agree, and I kind of have some forecast plans for 2017. I think they're going to do it, Ishii, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I thought surely Ishii would have been in a higher profile match, maybe even challenging for the IC title. But I mean, you know, because God knows he deserves it. In my opinion, he was the MVP of the G1 Climax. People say Kenny Omega, they say Tetsuya Naito, dude. Ishii put on fucking matches every night he had a fucking singles match. So, yeah, that match with him and Ten, he got an almost 5-star match out of Tenzan. So it's just like Tenzan at like 199 years old. So it's like, come on.
Oh, dude, that was insane. Like, that'll be one of those moments that you'll look back and say, I saw Tenzan have a fucking good match in 2016. So, yeah, I agree with that. And it's just, you know, whoever wins, it don't really matter. Then we have our four. I call these my four main events because I care a lot about each of these. So we have Kushida defending the IWGP Junior title against Takahashi. I mean, I can see
way, right?
I can see Takahashi getting the win because he's part of Los Singular. I really do see. That's the reason why I think him getting the win. And with Kushida, do you ever think he will move up from? And I don't mean to sound disrespectful by saying move up from the junior heavyweight division. Will he always be in that division, or is it even possible for him to move up to the heavyweight division? Because Naito and Ibushi kind of moved up. Well, Naito definitely moved up. Was Naito ever in the? Because he was in the X division in TNA. So was he in the junior heavyweights? Yeah. Naito.
Yeah, him and Yujiro, they held the junior tag titles. Okay,
cool. So it is possible for a junior heavyweight to make the jump to the world title scene.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I'm glad you said that. So this is how I would book Kushida if I was in New Japan, if I was Gedo. I'd have him lose this match here. I'd have him lose to Time Bomb Takahashi, and I'd have him go over to Ring of Honor for a couple months. Not on excursion because he doesn't need an excursion, but I would have Kushida be put in the program for the Ring of Honor title because I think if you put the Ring of Honor title on Kushida, I honestly think he can make money off that, and he's so over here in the States already. People over in the States love Kushida. So if you put the Ring of Honor title, the language barrier wouldn't be a problem here because they already love New Japan and they already love Kushida. So I say you take the belt off of them, have them go to the Ring of Honor for a little bit because they're kind of hurting for star power right now anyway, as it is. So have them challenge for the ROH title to where it's not like, you know, it's like Kushida's an established wrestler. He already has 2 victories over Kyle O'Reilly, so he's going to need it. You know, he's going to, you know, want that title shot. So I say, you know, pull the trigger, you know, have him challenge for it.
Plus, everyone in that building will know they're going to get a great fucking match because it's Kushida and Kyle O'Reilly, and they've had so many great matches in the past. And with that being said, I like that idea of Kushida coming to Ring of Honor, and then when he comes back, he'll be very fresh. And it will be, okay, cool, and maybe have him challenge for the Intercontinental title and something different.
Exactly. If you want to move him to the heavyweight when he comes back, then I think that'd be the time to do it. Like, once he comes back from that excursion, but all right, you're heavyweight, you can come to heavyweight now.
Perfect, when he's ready. Brilliant. Just as major off topic, when we look back before we get to the next match, when we look back on 2016, we will really look at this as the year that New Japan really made that jump into becoming a global company rather than just being, you know, the Japanese and kind of a few here and there American fans. Whereas now it's like UK is big, America is big. Like last year, I went to a Revolution Pro Wrestling and New Japan joint show in England, which was out of this world, and it was a sellout, really good. Shibata right now is what the British heavyweight champion. Yeah. You've got so many guys from New Japan getting over around the world. Do you think 2017 will be even more and they will literally just expand? And with that being said, do you ever see them being a viable competitor to the scumbags known as the WWE?
Ooh, so glad you said that because I think it was Sunday. I was actually reading an article. I think it was Kadani, the president, said here coming up in 2017. He pretty much described WWE in a nutshell. You're either with them or you're against them, and he's pretty much saying, without saying it, that pretty much be a viable challenger for them. Because I mean, we saw at the beginning of this year, who did they lose after Wrestle Kingdom 10? They lost AJ, Nakamura, Gallows and Gunn. They lost pretty much a cornerstone of their main event roster right there. That's in one fell swoop, you know. And it's like, and I've even said this to different people. I was like, would Omega have this push right now if AJ Styles is and still in New Japan? I don't think he would. I don't think this would be AJ Styles challenging Okada right now for the G1. But that's neither here nor there, you know. But I think they will become a viable challenger because I think they know and they see right now on the horizon this is the biggest that they've ever been as far as in UK over in your country, as far as America over here, and even Canada up north. This is probably the biggest they've ever been in any of those areas. And I think they see that the iron is hot and it's time to strike us now. And I see them definitely challenging WWE because I think they see the times now.
It really is, especially with WWE's really, really lackluster product where people will be like, I can't watch this, but I like wrestling. And they're doing a fucking magnificent job with the promoting on Twitter and Facebook. I mean, like I'm having people at work, like when they're scrolling through their phones on their lunch break or fucking whatever break it is and say, what is this wrestling? It's in Japanese. It's like, yes, you're not even a wrestling fan and it's appearing on your phone. That's got you looking. And the picture was great because it made them look. Absolutely splendid job. Whoever's doing that, it's obviously costing them a lot of fucking money, but hopefully it's worth and hope it pays off.
Me and you both, my friend. Me and you both.
And then we have what I'm extremely looking forward to, the never open weight title. We have Shibata versus Goto, and I see Goto winning this and becoming the never open weight title champion. And then I'm not sure what Shibata's going to do. Shibata's one of those guys who's so fucking over, but is always stuck in these mid-card matches. Always.
Oh, I agree with you about Shibata being stuck in these mid-card matches. I do think Goto's going to win here because he's kind of been, I don't want to say shit on this year, but if you think about the beginning of the year, he couldn't win the title from Okada. He's like, oh, I'm going to be the replacement for Nakamura and Chaos. And in my opinion, he's more like Chaos's lapdog. It's like, oh, Goto, come on, you know, it's like, you're with us now. Kenny Omega flat out embarrassed him in their feud. Like, I mean, in my opinion, like they were great matches, but to me, it was kind of a lopsided feud. So I think he's definitely going to win here. And as far as Shibata goes, Mr. Shibata, I definitely think I see bigger things on the horizon for him for 2017. I think he actually might dethrone a certain enemy very, very soon. And I'm talking about as soon as like February, because I think New Beginning, with stuff that I think is about to happen with the New Beginning, I think they're really about to start shaking stuff up. Like, and it hinges on these matches, though, okay? I mean, he just yelling in your ear. I apologize. I was like, sorry about that. But it hinges on these matches, how they book them. And it's like they could go wherever they want with this, literally, because they own the company. But if the world is there, it's what they want to do. It's like the options are unlimited, what they can do as far as booking. But I see Goto win the title here. I do. I really do.
Me too. And I hope he has a fucking decent run. And I want to see Goto versus Ishii. I think that would be really, really good. And then we have... I agree. And then we have Naito defending the Intercontinental title against Tanahashi. This, to me, feels like John Cena having to... And I don't like comparing it to the way, but I'm going to have to on this one. It feels like John Cena. And it's like, okay, we need him in a big program. Who's mega hot right now? Naito. Cool. Naito, Cena, Tanahashi. It feels like that to me, and I hope Tanahashi doesn't win. And if he does, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe like Cena, when he won the US title, he really elevated that title for a while. So hopefully Tanahashi maybe wins that IC title. I'm not saying Naito, isn't making the title more prestigious, but Tanahashi winning the belt, focusing on building, like Nakamura, really focus on building that IC division, and then have Naito move up, and then do Naito Omega if he wins, Naito Okada, and then have Naito as your really, really main guy in 2017 because everyone freaking adores the man.
Absolutely. And then I will still say to the cows come home that he should have won G1. I mean, it may have been the predictable pick, but I mean, sometimes predictability is not bad. Naito is the most over person in New Japan. He sells the most merchandise with Los Ingobernables. No disrespect to Kenny Omega. I saw him on Twitter crying about how he won the MVP of the Tokyo Sports. I'm like, dude, You won G1 and you're getting in the main event. If you don't think Naito was the MVP of freaking New Japan this year, I'm sorry for you. Because if you just where this man came from and how he just reinvented his character, his career, and all of that, yeah, he was fighting an uphill battle. The uphill battle that he fought, that wasn't necessarily an uphill battle that you fought, because everybody already loved you, Kenny Omega. They loved you from the video game character. They loved you just being a fun-loving wrestler. So when you came to Bullet Club doing all these two sweets and all these other mannerisms, of course they're going to still love you. So yeah, you're a great wrestler, one of the best in the world, but I don't think you were the MVP this year. The uphill battle that Naito fought, he deserves the MVP, and I still think he should be an IWGP heavyweight champion. But that's why I think if he wins, I'm happy. But if he loses, won't be upset, because, like you said, he should be in the main event, honestly, in my opinion. So it's just like, if he loses, he's going to the main event. So I wouldn't be upset with either way. But it's just like, it's a John Cena thing. It's like, oh, we need to put somebody, it's like him and AJ Styles, or him and CM Punk at the time, or him and Daniel Bryan. It definitely feels like that. So I definitely agree with you, my friend.
I was lost for words, and I was about to say something, and I'm that fucking knackered. I'm burnt the fuck out from doing these shows. So I'm happy to take a few days off. We'll move on. It'll come back to me in a while. So we have IWGP heavyweight title. We have Okada defending against G1 winner Kenny Omega. You know what? I am going to predict Kenny Omega to win this. I think Kenny Omega will win this. The next night, lose it to Naito.
Wow, that would be huge at New Year's Dash, because I think his reign is going to be really short, though, if he wins. I swear I do. I think his reign is going to, I was saying he was probably going to lose it, in February if he won the title, because this is what I thought was going to happen. I thought he was going to beat Okada, and I honestly thought they were going to have Goto beat him in, February, and have Goto have, maybe a minuscule short run, and then have Naito ultimately beat Goto and have him pick the title off Goto. So they're probably not going to go that route now. I think we'll eventually still get there, but it's in a different kind of, trajectory. But, man, this is so hard for me to call, because this is actually one of the hardest matches for me to call maybe in a while, because I can see both these guys winning. I can make both cases for both these guys winning, honestly. And to me, it's like, though, what is making me not pick Okada to win this match, it's just like, if he wins, it's just like the status quo. It's like, I love Okada. I love both these guys, but it's like, it's the same. It's like, all right, he's your champion. He's going to be the champ. But it's like, if Omega wins, it's like, all right, let's see where we go from here, I
really like the idea of Omega to Goto to Naito, and then Naito Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 12 next year.
Ooh, I like that.
Because we saw a few of them this year. I do believe that match needs to be in the Tokyo Dome. We need to see at least once in the Tokyo Dome. It's that type of match, the big match type that they should do. So with that being said, we're going to get to some live comments. I hope we have loads, because it's New Japan, and hopefully you all should be watching New Japan. If not, shame on you.
Shame.
Right, so we have loads. We have absolutely loads. So we have to get, when these people create our YouTube names, can we just have alphabet like ADD or ABB? So we have Mohammed Faiz Daniel. Apologies if I stored that. I'm confident Omega will win the IWGP World Title. Yeah, I don't see it as a fact. It's certain, it's set in stone he'll win, but I do see it as a possibility that he'll win.
I agree. I'm like 60-40.
Yeah, me too. 60-40. I'd say I'm more higher Omega. I do think Omega will win because of the idea of, we don't want to keep the Okada on the belt. Don't want to keep Okada. And I think this reign he's had, it's actually been pretty lackluster and pretty dull.
It's probably been the worst reign he's had, honestly. If maybe besides his first, which is pretty short, but it's been a lackluster reign, no doubt.
I agree. Michael Miner says, "Awesome show, good show, guys. And man, I'm going to miss Wrestle Kingdom 11. You unlucky man! New Japan World. Watch it the next day,
dude. Come on."
I think maybe one of the surprise could be the new member of the Bullet Club, Cody Rhodes. No, Cody's facing Juice Robinson, Michael. But Mohammed Daniel thinks that a lot of newer guys will be in the pre-show Battle Royal. You don't like the super kick party? I don't mind the super kick. I have nothing against the super kick party. I just think that it depends what mood I'm in. If I'm in a mood where I just want to see a major spot fest, everyone has those days where I just want to get my heart beating, just give me something, and it's boom, Young Bucks, turn them on. But if I'm in a mood like when I watch New Japan, it's like I want to see stiff, strong, good psychology, great selling. I don't want to watch the Young Bucks.
It's like music. It's like some days you want to listen to like some hard rock, and some days you want to listen to some nice, chill, mellow music, man.
Exactly. And then, Ricardo Edwards says he heard Scott Norton is supposed to make an appearance in the New Japan Rumble. Oh, that would be nice. Good old Scott Norton, you toilet.
Scott Norton, oh my gosh.
Dude, WCW days, jeez, swept. Michael Miner says, man, this is my kind of chat with respectful people, no trolls. We do not have trolls, and if we do, they'll be deleted.
Delete.
Yeah, literally. Ricardo Edwards, could you see Johnny Mundo playing the role of Tiger Dark against Tiger Mask at Wrestle Kingdom? No, I think it's ACH, if I'm correct.
If he got a tanner than what he is.
Jay White is on his way to become a future megastar. You know what, Gret? That's great. That's great hearing that not just us, a lot of other people think that. That's great to hear. No might also sign with Flow Slam as well. Now might also... you know what? I hope New Japan don't sign with Flow Slam because they've got New Japan World, which always works live for me, always works perfectly for me. I've never had a problem with New Japan World. Lots of people do, but then lots of people have problems with Flow Slam. Lots of people have problems with the W Network. Lots of people have problems with anything. It's life. It's technology. It's a hit and miss. You know, you're just either lucky and have good internet, or you're unlucky and have bad internet. It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
Exactly, man. I agree.
Japan's rubbish. No one is even getting deleted. Oh, and but without trolling, he's joking. Going with Omega due to him being leader of Bullet Club, they might push him. Yeah, I see that. I see that. If Okada loses at Wrestle Kingdom 11, Dave Kokotas will have a heart attack. You know what? Maybe. But I think he also liked Omega, if I'm right. If I remember rightly, it's been a long, long time. I think he liked Omega. So I don't think he'll be too heartbroken. If it was Tanahashi, at least it's not Tanahashi versus Okada, because if so, I'll be able to hear him from here.
Oh, God.
But, I mean, I hope he goes there live. I hope we get him on the review show, but that's not a promise either. I don't want to get everyone's hopes up. I hope Omega wins the IWGP World title. It will be amazing. Do you see Cody Rhodes being in the G1? That's a great shout.
Ooh.
Great shout.
Yeah, why not? He's healthy. If he's healthy by that time, I think he'd be a great addition to the G1.
Brilliant addition. Antium Bishop 07. Imagine Wrestle Kingdom 12 in the USA. Is it far-fetched?
Can we say something about? Can I just say something about that real fast? Because I was talking about this with my buddy. I love our American New Japan fans, but I also look at WWE pay-per-views. I see how these fans like to take over the shows, and I hate to keep going to that, but these fans taking over the shows is a problem, and I don't want to see a New Japan show where these fans are taking over the shows, because then I would fucking lose my shit. Because I'm like, dude, no, I'm used to a New Japan show where the crowd is sitting there, they're reserved, quiet. And, they cheer on where they need to cheer. Not just, starting dumb cheers for the sake of it.
I completely agree. And it was a few more questions about that Wrestle Kingdom, maybe in the UK as well, or Mexico. You know what? It's New Japan Pro Wrestling. They should have their main show in Japan. It would be like W having WrestleMania across the world is different because W stands for World Wrestling Entertainment.
Yeah.
The fact WrestleMania hasn't been in England, quite frankly, is a spit in the face.
I agree.
But with New Japan, it's New Japan. So I think that they should maybe do the last day of the G1 in America, or at least maybe the opening 2 nights in America, and then come back and then start touring Japan again.
Yeah.
Just something like that. Maybe one of the G1s come to America, but I think they should always have their Wrestle Kingdom in Japan.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
What else have we got here? Kevin Eric Snell, don't want to see Omega with that title. Sorry. I mean, I don't see him having a lengthy title reign. So if he does win Kevin Eric Snell, it doesn't really matter because I do not picture him having a long title reign at all. Wrestle Kingdom 12 in Philly. That's from Clifton Smith.
Oh.
God, imagine that. Jesus Christ. This is wrestling. This is wrestling. Oh, Jesus. Oh, New Japan. Oh, God, I hate crowds. Like, I wish I could sit there and just listen to its silence.
You know it will call somebody a crack whore by the end of the night. You know that.
Alberto Santiago, he leaves a comment saying this is going to be awesome. In the main event, I'm going with Omega. Lots of Omega shouts of winning this, which is a good sign.
People are kind of tired of Okada. I hate to say it, but they are. I mean,
it's not that he's bad. It's just, okay, he's great. Now I want to see him, he seems like he's great, and he was up there, but he's kind of just like coasting at this level when we know he can go woof. So maybe he just needs to lose that title and just get in a really good fucking program with someone. Just a great program that just gives him that life. Like Randy Orton right now, he's got that energy, that, whatever the fuck you want to call it, that adrenaline back because he's with the fucking Wyatt family. So he's a bit more, yes, come on, it's something I want to do. So maybe the guys need to say, look, Okada, this roster, the fucking world minus WWE, pick anyone to work with in a program. He's yours for the next 6 months.
Yep.
And just have it off. Like Marufuji was the last time I remember the Okada match.
Hey, Marufuji and Okada had some great matches, man. They did. It's just like, I don't know, and I don't like, it's what it is. I think since he actually won the title back from AJ Styles back in 2015, I think ever since he's lost his edge, in my opinion, since then, because it's like he going up for the title, it's like, oh, he's got his edge, and after he won, it's like, oh, he's got the belt again. Then it's like he'll have certain moments where he'll wrestle somebody and they'll pull that greatness out of him. But like you said, he'll just coast. Like, I love Okada, but he'll just coast until like he has to pull that greatness out.
You can do what you like at any work. You do what you can get away with. It's the same everywhere, isn't it? This is from Anti and Bishop. Last question. That's what he puts. Will Wrestle Kingdom ever see a 30,000 plus seat show again? Maybe. I mean, you can never say never, because next year all it takes is just that one show and it just becomes so mega hot. I mean, I think I could see that 30,000 isn't a stretch. It's not a big number, but it's a possibility. I think they could.
I can see that. I mean, I like to ask him this. I would like to ask him if he would thought. I don't know if that person was alive during the Attitude Era, but if he ever thought when wrestling was at its peak in the Attitude Era, did he ever think that it would be as low as I'm talking about WWE wise?
Mm-hmm.
Did he ever think WWE would be as low as it is now? And I bet you somebody's like, oh no way, WWE is going to keep going forever. Look at the guys they got. Fast forward to now, so it's kind of like both ends of the candle. It's like, never say never. Can Wrestle Kingdom get 30,000 people? Never say never. Can WWE sink back to this low, probably one of the lowest spots they've ever been? It's not 1995. Who knows? Never say never.
All right, here we go. So we've got. I'll ask this last. There's 5 more comments. I'll read them. So Ricardo Edwards says, "Do you see Kenny Omega coming out with a cool entrance during the main event?"
Yes.
Yeah. I'm expecting. I didn't really want to cut. It's just like, I was like, oh, it's Kenny Omega. He's going to do something wacky, isn't he? D-Rock says, no. Now is the reason why No might be signing IDB. Buddy, D-Rocks, I love you, buddy, but I don't understand a word you just said. Yeah. Koenig Snell says, forget Gaijin for a minute. Who's the next talent, native Japan talent, to win the IWGP title? Ishii or Shibata?
Wow. I would have to say Ishii.
Yeah, but my gut, when we talk about Shibata, I kind of wanted to bring it up, but I didn't. My pick, because it's so early, because lots of things could change by then, my pick for the G1 this year is Shibata. I think this time next year, we'll be saying Shibata versus someone for the IWGP World title.
See, I like to, I always say this to my buddies, especially who like wrestling and who like, sports. What Shibata reminds me of is the mid to late 2000s versions of the San Diego Chargers. They're a really, really good team, and people are always in the preseason like, oh, Chargers going to the Super Bowl this year. Look out for those Chargers. And it's just like, I love Shibata, but like everybody always picks him for G1, and I just feel like there's always somebody ahead of him, whether it be a Gaijin or whether it be somebody that's homegrown, and it's kind of like, and it's really just up to them if they want to pull the trigger on him, because I think they should pull the trigger and let him win, let Shibata win. But it's just like, oh, he always had Nakamura in front of him, or he had Tanahashi, or he had Okada, or now he has like Omega and he has Naito. So it's like, do they want to pull the trigger? Should they pull the trigger? Why not? What's it going to hurt? Or at least let him win the New Japan Cup and challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight title. I don't know.
Yeah, at least let win something. He doesn't have to just get him a title. He needs that belt. You don't want to have that guy get salty and bitter and angry. Like, I've never had this, and there's fucking Kenny Omega coming in and becoming world champion. Like, well, what's all this going on? And then saying fuck you and going to WWE. Like, that's where I think the New Japan. This is where WWE and New Japan, could have this mini war over talent. Because if WWE guys are unhappy, they can be like, okay, there's a place over there called New Japan that I can make a really good fucking living out of.
Absolutely. And go on what you said too. If they start coming over here a lot more, that's one thing that would stop guys from going over is, oh man, I don't know if I want to travel over there a lot and da 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 da. Well, what if they're running tours over here to where you only work the dates that are over here? So it's like, well, if that's the case, then
You know, and you get the Ring of Honor deal as well. Because if you sign with Ring of Honor, you get the New Japan gig and the Ring of Honor gig. So you guarantee 2 major TV gigs. So you're guaranteed to get your brand out there. And then you can just carry on doing the indies as well. So you can make a ton of money.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. I mean, I was just saying, but I mean to cut you off. Okay, I apologize for that.
That's right. Sorry.
But New Japan, what they could do, them and Ring of Honor, they could essentially, if they wanted to, I'm not saying they're going to do this because, you know, companies have egos and all that stuff, but they could essentially have like a network of different other promotions that they could work with and almost kind of phase WWE. I don't want to say phase them out, but kind of leave it to where, hey, it's all of us against you. You know, yeah, you're one big company, but we're a lot of, not small companies, but we're a lot of decently sized companies, and we're damn near bigger than you, and you're one big company. And we just want to wrestle. We don't want to make movies, and we don't want TV shows. We just want to make the best wrestling possible. And if that would ever happen, I think they would definitely be in trouble.
I agree. And when people in the we've finished with the questions, and I thank everyone for the live comments. It's great to see so many new faces in there. It's really good, and thank you all for listening. With that being said, I really, really, really hate when people call New Japan an indie. That grinds my gears beyond belief. I'm just like blocked. Just, it's not a indie. Look at the fucking size of it. That's not a indie.
What?
As a global company who does shows in the UK, well, not shows, partners with companies in the UK, America. They have CMLL on their own freaking network. They got New Japan in the Tokyo Dome. They sell out buildings all year round. They have a 19-day tournament in the summer, which is probably the most talked about tournament of the whole year. And if it wasn't for people being brainwashed by WWE and being in the habit and that nasty, dirty habit of Mondays and Tuesdays watching Raw and watching SmackDown, and you actually went with what you wanted to watch, you should watch New Japan. And this is for people out there who may not have watched New Japan or watched the Wrestlekingdom before. If this is your first, I guarantee you it's worth the price. Okay, it's $9.99. It's a monthly subscription. It cost me £7 a month when you convert it to yen to pounds. It's brilliant. And you get the New Year Dash after, which is basically like the Raw after. It's all chaotic. It's a fucking mess. And they sort themselves out. And you can go back and watch all the archives. You can watch the whole G1 right now if you wanted to. And it works on mobile, tablet, PC, laptop. I fucking recommend it.
They need to step their game up on PlayStation 4, though, because I'm still trying.
Oh, yeah, dude. Me too. It's like, because you can't even use the browser, can you? You can't even use the browser to get it to work. It's like the scumbags that it's like they're paying fucking Sony to not let New Japan get on there.
It's like, because they know, man, like, New Japan World, honestly, like, I have WWE Network, but I access my New Japan World far more often. Far more often. And not even for, like, recent stuff. I watch older stuff way more than I watch newer stuff.
And the thing is, though, if you're worried, like, oh, God, what do I do? It's like, you literally, Dave made a video about a year ago. So if you just type in order UK on YouTube, Dave made a video on how to order it from America, UK, Mexico, to do it via English. He shows you, guides you how to put in your card, do it, etc., etc. If you're worried, like, okay, I want to, but I really don't know how, it's all in Japanese, he's already done it for you. Yep. So just follow how he does it. That's how I did it, and I've never looked back since then.
The video's on the channel, right? The video's on the channel.
The video's on this channel, but it was about a year ago-ish or so, and there's so many damn videos that it'll take you fucking 16 years to scroll through. So easiest thing is to literally just type in KocoSports, New Japan, how to order, and it will be on there easily. Anything you'd like to promote before we wrap this bad boy up?
Well, you know, if you want to reach me, but you can reach me personally at the Dion Wells, my personal Twitter account. I'm also at SOS Wrestletalk on Twitter. There we like to talk about various wrestling topics. We like to keep it fun, funky, comedy, all that nice stuff. This will, I think, I'm going to go ahead and say this will be the 3rd year in a row that Wrestlekingdom will have a show before WrestleMania and will be better than WrestleMania. I think that's bad when you have a show before a show, but it's like, dang, we got this could go off of, we could be better in it. No, we're still not better than it. So, yeah, like you said, the people who, you know, like to stick in the status quo and watch WWE still, hey, you know what? I still watch WWE occasionally. You know, it is what it is. I mean, you know, that's a hard habit to break, but there are still things, there are other things out there. And I think people also, and I say people, I mean people who are strictly WWE heads. I think they're afraid in their heart of hearts that they're going to find something they don't like or that they like that's better than WWE, and they don't want to replace that. So they're scared of that.
That hit it right. Literally, I've been trying to find the things to describe them because, like, me and Raston Rantin on Sunday, we had a really lot. Sammy left it like an hour into the show, and it was just me and him for like 45 minutes, and we just talked about, you know, the state of the wrestling world, and we were trying to put a finger on why these WWE like lovers and, you know, I would die for you, Vince, like why they don't go over to this great wrestling. Like if they enjoy the dirt of Raw, imagine the amount of cum that'll be on their carpets after Wrestle Kingdom. Like legit. And that was exactly it. It is the fact that they know it's better and they don't want to watch it because then they'll think they wasted their life watching that garbage. And that is exactly it. That's where Vince has them in their hands. Literally, these guys need to be put in a fucking tube and forced to watch Wrestle Kingdom. It should be the law. Everyone has to sit down and watch Wrestle Kingdom.
They should. And I like last year during Wrestle Kingdom 10, I even had some people who I'm friends with on Twitter. They're like, "Oh, I don't know." People talking about, "Oh, if you're not a real wrestling fan, if you're not watching Wrestle Kingdom right now, and why should I watch this?" And I'm like, well, I don't know anybody that said that to you, and you're kind of coming off attacking this automatically. Like, why don't you check it out? I'm not saying you got to stop watching WWE, but just, I mean, give it a look, you know?
And the thing is, though, these people are like, and I don't mean to be horrible, to like wrestling fan. Just say, for instance, say you're a fan of the Chicago Bears. I don't know what sport they're in. It's just I try to get Americans. Obviously, most of you guys are American. Chicago Bears. What do they play? Do they play hockey?
Football. American
football. Okay, they watch American football. Okay, if you are just a hardcore American football lover and you adore it, you watch every game. That makes you a hardcore, you know, a real true American football fan. If you only watch the Chicago Bears game, does that make you a football fan or a Chicago Bears fan? That makes you a Chicago Bears fan. So if you just watch WWE, that makes you a WWE fan. If you watch WWE, TNA, whatever, the fucking New Japan, that makes you a wrestling fan. So these WWE guys that claim, like in their Twitter bios, hardcore pro wrestling fan. No, you're a hardcore WWE fan. And it's like, I'm really picky in who I follow because I block people on a minute-by-minute basis because the world annoys me. So when I see, like click on them, like you follow me, I click on them. And there's like, I look through and it's like hardcore pro wrestling fan. And then I scroll down and I scroll down and I scroll down and I scroll down. And it's like, oh, Raw was awesome tonight. Fuck off. Unfollow, block. Like, generally, like, it just drives me absolutely up the wall. And there is nothing wrong with being a WWE fan, like just a hardcore WWE fan. There is nothing wrong with that. If you love WWE and you'll stick with it through the thick and thin, good for you. Good for you. There is nothing. This is not a channel where we come and bash, you know, wrestling fans, because we're wrestling fans ourselves. You know, so this is the channel where if you're a hardcore WWE fan, I understand that, but let's just admit it when the product's bad. You know, as a Southampton Football Club fan, we admit when our team is doing badly. You know, Chicago Bears, I bet they admit when they're doing badly. And they boo their managers. They boo their managers, their coaches when they're doing bad. Change. Imagine if wrestling fans were like that. And when their show starts, just boo the thing because it sucks. Vince would have to change. But when you go on Twitter and they do a poll and 51% liked Raw this week, that's just, I can't imagine sitting there and enjoying it. And it's each to their own, but I just couldn't do it. So just please, as a thank you to the world, please everyone watch this show, Wrestle Kingdom 11. You'll be blown away.
Give it a chance. I mean, you know, if there's language barriers an issue, guess what, guys? They're going to have English commentary. There's going to be Steve Corino. It's going to be Kevin Kelly. So I don't want to hear that, oh, they're not speaking English bullshit. They're going to be speaking English. So, yeah. And you know what? If you want to go that route, be like me and try to learn Japanese. Because that's what I'm doing right now. So,
That's insane. I legit watch the Japanese commentary because I love the passion in that voice.
Agreed.
The main commentator who shouts Lariato, he's god of commentary. He's the best commentator I've ever heard in my life, and I don't understand a word the man is saying. That's how good he is.
You know what? Because like you said, the passion. It's explaining how he feels. I mean, he's not like, you know, he could even be saying, hey, New Japan World on, you know, .com, but if he's yelling it. So it's not like Michael Cole, hey, go to WWE Network and $9.99, you know, that bullshit, you know, but no, I just would love people to just check it out more because New Japan is my favorite pro wrestling company. I've been a New Japan fan for going on 20 years now, ever since I first saw them in WCW, when I first saw Liger in WCW, and when I first saw Muda join the NWO with Chono and all that good stuff. So I've been a New Japan fan, you know, for a long ass time. And if I had the opportunity 20 years ago as a kid in middle school to get New Japan World, dude, I have all straight Fs, man. I'm not going home. I'm not going anywhere. New Japan World at that time. So we have this stuff right now to use and to utilize. Use it. It's $8.49 in American dollars. So I don't know how much it translates over to, you know, the pounds, but it's $8.49 American bucks.
It was about it depends because it obviously changes monthly, but it's around about $7.50 to $7.70.
Yeah, see, it's like very, you know, affordable in both places. So if you can afford the WWE Network Fan World, and it's well worth, they could probably honestly charge about $24.99 for this.
Yeah, and the best thing about it is, and remember this, if you're just a WWE fan listening to this thinking, okay, I might try it. Just because you watch New Japan does not make you lesser of a WWE fan. It still makes you are still the exact same WWE fan. It just makes you a fan of the pro wrestling product as a global sport, and you should be supporting that. And then you can go back and say, New Japan did this. Why is WWE doing this? Guys, this really needs to change. And then if everyone's like, guys, this needs to change, and on WWE's Twitter poll, they said, did you enjoy Raw? 100% or 99% no. Change would happen. Change would happen. But if people continue to cox up the product, it just won't happen. And as fans of and a fan of WWE myself, it hurts me watching these people put it over, because in the end of the day, I still love WWE. I even love TV. Like, I want every promotion to be as big as they can, because the scummy way I see it, the more people that watch Raw weekly means there's more chance of them watching the Raw review. Same with Ring of Honor, same with New Japan, same as everything. So that being said, Honor, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
No problem. Anything else you would like to promote before we go off the air?
Oh, man, I just want to say thank you for having me once again. SOS Wrestletalk at Twitter.com. Go ahead and watch all those videos at KocoSports, because those are some damn good videos. You might even see yours truly featured on a couple of them. I've messed with Dave for a while. I'm glad that, you know, Dave left you at the helm, LK. You're fucking killing it, man. You were doing the thing, and don't think your work is not appreciated, my friend, because every time I see a video, guess what? I'm watching that bad boy. So, yeah, man, I just love what you do, man. And I'm glad you just keep going strong with it, man. So don't think that what you do is not appreciated, and I look forward to you having me on in the future if you'll have me.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I appreciate you coming on. I'm trying to get more guests, because I feel when it's more balanced, we can get like arguments, etc. It's a bit more exciting instead of just having to listen to me fucking groan and moan about Raw every week. So I want to thank you for coming on. There will be a New Japan Wrestlekingdom 11 review live after it airs. Maybe even yours truly, yourself, could be on that show. We'll just have to see how things get rocking.
I'll be down. I'll be down to review, didn't go to work right after. I'm down for that.
Yeah, that sounds all. Literally, I won't be having any sleep either, so you can count on that as well. And Booms will probably join us as well. And we'll get the gang back together. So thank you for being on. Like, comment, subscribe. And the best way to help us, it costs nothing. Once this show's processed, the algorithm of YouTube now works is it depends on your community interactions. So just like the video and drop in the comments, not the live comments, after that, the post comments. Just put your prediction. What the match of the night will be, worst match of the night will be, hottest manager, woman of the night, like anything. And it will just help us with the viewership. I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you have a great Christmas. I hope you have a great Christmas as well.
Happy holidays.
Make sure you stay safe, stay well, don't get deleted, and I'll catch your asses down the line.